Let's get this party started. All right. My computer has turned off on me. There, it's back. All right. Timers are on. Water bottle is in the cage. Towel is nearby. Fan, hopefully you got one, because tonight you're probably going to need it. So right now you should be in your small ring, in the easiest gear, just spinning the legs, getting warmed up. Hopefully you've been spinning for at least 5 by now. Get another 5 in. So as I promised in my email, we're going to hit everything tonight. We're going to hit some cadence. We're going to hit some a little bit of harder efforts. We're going to kind of do a little time trial type effort. Then we're going to finish up with a few climbing efforts. So we're going to touch upon everything tonight. We're going to work all those gears. We're going to work a lot of different zones if you have them. And again, if you don't have those zones, you can use your own personal rate of perceived exertion, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super hard, 1 being what we're doing right now. 1, 2 is what we're doing right now. Just kind of a warm up and a cool down is your 1 or 2 level effort. So I called this workout just in honor of Thanksgiving, turkey and stuffing. So of course the topic of conversation over Thanksgiving was, do you call it stuffing or do you call it turkey with your stuffing, or do you call it, what's the other word that you're calling it? Stuffing, we determined, is the old term for what you put in your turkey. And so when you put it in the turkey, you were stuffing it. So it's stuffing. But from what my mother has informed me, stuffing your turkey with stuffing is really not very sanitary. I guess it's not very healthy. But as my uncle stated, well, our mothers did it and we're still alive. So why don't we still do stuffing? So that was kind of the topic of conversation. And then as I informed Lillian and Earl earlier in the week, we tried to play Uno and all of us forgot the rules. So we had to go to the internet to learn how to play Uno. And then we were playing it wrong because we played it for like 45 minutes and everybody had 15 cards in their hands. So we knew we were doing something wrong. And then we figured out that we weren't supposed to be picking up a card every time we put a card down. So then we stopped picking up a card, and eventually after an hour and a half, our game of Uno was finished, and so were we. But we laughed a lot. It was great. So I hope everybody else had a good Thanksgiving. If you have any great Thanksgiving stories to tell, like your turkey burnt up or you dropped your meatballs on the floor, I'll get to that later. Or somebody that you didn't expect came for dinner, you can share those stories with us later. All right. So we're getting ready to start. Just a little different start tonight. We're going to do 5 minutes. We're going to do 50 seconds as an effort at 100 cadence with just a mere 10 seconds of easy in between. So I want you to be in your small ring. around your 19 or so. So that's going to be 4 or maybe 5 or maybe 4 or 3, depending on how your gearing is. As long as you can hit 100, and I want you to be right on 100, and I want you to also make sure your legs are feeling a little bit of burn as we do this. Because remember, this is an opener. That means opening the legs up, getting them ready. So find your 19, about 4 shifts. We're going to hold 100 for 50 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Nice and steady. If you're getting to 105 or higher, then shift to a harder gear. We want you to really feel this effort because we want you to get warmed up. So if you're not putting it in the right gear to achieve that effort level, then you're not warming up properly. Sticking with it. Nice light feet. Feel the circular motion. Pushing evenly, but not even really pushing. Doing more pulling. 3, 2, 1. Stay in this gear. Just turn your cadence down. Maybe even to 70. 3, 2, bring it back up. Right back to 100. Sitting on 100. Might start feeling your heart rate coming up. That's a good thing. That means you're warming up. Keeping it going. Not a lot of rest in between these. And allow your heart rate to only come down just a touch. 3, 2, easy. Bring the cadence down. Bring the effort down. 2 down. 3 more to go. Let's go. 3, 2. Bringing it up. Back to 100. Holding it steady. Think about getting relaxed in the upper body. And I want you to also feel yourself kind of using the saddle as your balance point. If you're balancing the center of your body on the saddle, then your upper body is nice and loose. 3, 2, nice and easy. Three, 2, bring it back. Back to that 100. Again, if you don't have a cadence sensor, you can follow my legs. I should put like lights on my knees. So every time I pedal, you see the lights going up and down. I have to do that right before Christmas. Hold it steady here. Right at 100. We're working on leg speed to get started. Need to wake the legs up. 3, 2, nice and easy. 1 more. If you're starting to sweat, that's a good thing. 3, 2, last one. Dial it in. Make it look like the previous ones. There's no change in the gears, so you should have it right where you want it to go. Bend those elbows just a touch. Nobody's shoulders are up at their ears. Legs are spinning fast. Three, two, one. Stay in this gear. Finish out the set. Bring down the cadence. 3, 2, nice easy gear. Take a drink. Towel off. Get ready for the next set. All right, next set. 11-minute pyramid. How's it gonna work? So we're gonna do, just like it said, a pyramid. A 1-minute effort, a 2-minute effort, a 3-minute effort. Then back down, 2, 1. In between each of these, you're only gonna get 30 seconds. I'm gonna give to you gear suggestions. With each of those, I want you to hold between 90 and 100. So most of you, all of you, have been around for a while, so you know how to spin your legs. I want you to get closer to 100 than 90, because I know you can get to that cadence. I'm going to give you the gears. Again, they're gear suggestions. If you cannot even get close to 100, then you're more than welcome to shift to an easier or harder gear if you're getting over 100. The 100 is the top, 90 is the bottom. No lower than 90, no higher than 100. The first effort is 1 minute long. You're going to be in your big ring and you're 23. So let's remember where 23 is. You have a 28 at the top, 25, 23. So you would make 2 shifts. So if you've learned your gearing, you'll know where to go. Let's go ahead. Get to that big ring. 2 shifts down. 3, 2, 1. Let's get to 100. It might feel hard at first, but really concentrate on it and you'll make it happen. This one is going to force you to work this gear. 30 down. Those of you using power or heart rate, you might get into zone 4 here. 10 to go. 3, 2, 1. Small ring, easy gear, 30 seconds. The next one, 2 minutes long. Same gearing, same cadence. So you should be looking for a similar effort, but remember, 2 minutes. A little longer. Need a little more pacing. Find that big ring again. Find that gear. You're 23. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Or if you shifted to an easier gear, that's fine too. Just make sure you're in your big ring. Hey, Leo. It's always fun when you can see the backgrounds of people. "30 seconds in. Remember, it's 2 minutes. So you got to pace a little here. Try to stay in the same gear at the same cadence without shifting. Even pedal stroke. 1 minute down. 1 minute to go. Leg speed. I'm dead on 100. So if you're following me, relax your face. If you're gritting your teeth, it's going to affect your legs. Use the upward part of the stroke. Lighten your feet up. 10 seconds. 3, 2, small ring. Easy gear. Take a drink. Remember, we want to finish that bottle by the end. All right. We're moving into a 3-minute effort. This time, though, you're going to go small ring. 19. Go ahead and find that gear. That's probably 4 shifts. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Settle right back in. This is a different gear. It might feel a little easier. That's okay. That's what we want, because this is a longer effort. Leg speed is the name of the game here. If you're at 110, then you need to shift to a harder gear. If you're barely hitting 90, then give yourself an easier gear. That's why we have gears, so they can be used to help us develop and grow leg speed, strength, and endurance. Nice and steady. Whatever you're using as your metric, make sure it stays consistent through this 3 minutes. We have 115 down. Almost halfway there. Halfway mark. Match what you did. This is the longest effort for this pyramid ladder. So we're just about getting things ready for Thanksgiving. And as I told you last week, my niece wanted meatballs, of all things. So my mother made meatloaf meatballs. So the same meatloaf mix, or the way she would make a meatloaf, but she made them into meatballs. So we set up like almost like a crock pot thing to put them in, a roaster. And she had the meatballs in a ceramic dish. She carried them into the other room to put them into the roaster. And all of a sudden we hear, ah! 3, 1, easy gear. 30 seconds easy. Take a drink. Well, she opened a leaf on the table that she was about to put this casserole dish on, and the leaf wasn't snapped in and set, so it fell. She caught half of the meatballs with her leg, and the rest hit the floor. Back to big ring. 23, 2 minutes, right at 90 to 100. So we did what any good meatball loving person would do. We washed them off. 5-second rule. Put them back in the roaster. Good to go. Let's hope that not too many restaurants are doing that. Little harder gear here. Little harder effort. Two minutes total, but you should be at 100. Same as the last 2-minute effort. 1 minute down. 1 to go. Your hands should be nice and relaxed. Shoulders down and back. Abs. Holding those abs tight. 30 seconds. Don't let the effort drop. Come on. $15. 5, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds easy. Take another drink if you feel like you need it. Especially if your hydration wasn't very good today. That's definitely me. Wasn't on my new normal routine today. All right, last one. 1 minute. Big ring. Same gear. 23. Let's go. 1 minute will feel like nothing after that 3-minute long effort. No thoughts going into your head about not being able to do this. I got this all the way to the end. $15. 5, 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Easy gear. Whew. Nice one. Just spin it out. Whatever feels good for you. Low cadence, high cadence. Whatever spin works for you. All right. Allow your heart rate to come down. Allow that power to be kind of low so you can recover. The next effort, It's 4 1-minute efforts, but there's no real break in between each one. So you are going to do a 45-second effort at 100 cadence. Then you're going to do 15 seconds of 110 or above. Then right back to 100 cadence. Here's the key though. For that increase in cadence, you're actually going to shift to one harder gear. So what are we trying to teach the body here? If you remember from the past, I've said, if you can go to a harder gear and hold the same cadence, then you're making efforts. You're increasing your leg speed. So that's what we're working on here. It's only 4 minutes worth. We're going to start each effort in your small ring. You get to pick the gear where you can easily hold 100. Then we're going to shift that one gear harder and increase that cadence to over 110. So find the gear that you think you can do this in. Remember, sometimes the easiest gear is not always the best one to hold 100. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Holding 100 steady. If you're getting to 110 already in that gear, then you need to shift to a harder gear. Don't cheat yourself out. The legs are nice and loose. They're really happy right now because you warmed them up perfectly. They feel good because you did the right thing getting them ready. All right, when I count it down, you're going to shift to one harder gear. Hold that same cadence that you see on your screen right now. 3, 2, 1. Shift to one harder gear. Get to 110 or higher, whatever works for you. 3, 2, 1. One easier gear. Back to 100. Now, it's probably going to feel easy to get to 100 because the legs are used to this fast pedaling. We're going to do 3 more of these efforts. 4 total. 100 cadence to 110 for 15 in a harder gear. Here you go. 3, 2, shift to a harder gear. Let's go. 110. Use that core. Sit up. Get over the pedals. Easier gear. Back to 100. 2 down. 2 to go. It's kind of cool how you settle right back in to that 100 cadence. The body reacts because it's been here before. That's why things like hill repeats, the body starts to understand. Here we go, shifting down. 1 harder, let's go. 3, 2. Back to 1 easier gear. Back to 100. Last time. Then you get a little rest. Nice and steady. Legs want to go faster now. They're like, come on, come on, come on. I want to go faster. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, harder gear. Last time. Find 110. 3, 2, 1, easy gear. Spin it out. Take a drink. Woo! All right. So this next effort is all about pacing. So those of you that have heart rate or power, we're going to do a 6-minute, I'm calling it a time trial, but it's not fair to call it a time trial. It's more a 6-minute build. So with each 2 minutes of the effort, I want you to increase the effort level, meaning you're going to start at the bottom of zone 3. Then you're going to move to the top of zone 3. Then you're going to move to the bottom of zone 4. So for those of you that are using a rate of perceived exertion, you're going to go 7, 8, 9 in your scale. Or if you're using a miles per hour, you can use that as a metric to help you. But we're also going to use cadence. So the first 2 minutes, 85 to 90, then 90 to 95 for the next 2 minutes, then 95 to 100 or more if you want for the last 2 minutes. So we want to build this. I want you to start in whatever gear you think you can build in. If you want to work yourself, then use your big ring to build this effort. If you feel like that's going to be too much, then stick to the small ring. So 85, 90, bottom of zone 3 for the first 2 minutes of this effort. So find your gear. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I might have to figure this out for myself. What gear is going to work? There we go. You might be going big ring or small ring. Big ring for the first 2 minutes. Small ring for the last 2 minutes. Gauge it as you go. So right now it shouldn't feel super hard. If your legs are burning, you're going too hard. If your legs are just spinning around at the right cadence, 85 to 90, and you don't have any metrics, then you're probably in the right place. You might be able to stay in the same gear the whole time. Just increase your cadence will make the effort level go up. Nice and steady. Almost to a minute and a half. "30 seconds to go." Then you're going to increase to 90, 95 cadence when I count it down. And you're going to get to the top of your zone 3. Or an 8 on the RPE scale. 3, 2, 1. You may shift harder gear, easier gear, whatever gets you into the right effort level. Don't blow it yet. You got a pace here. Don't go too hard. A little burn in the legs. Just a little touch here and there. Nice and steady. Good 90 cadence. Cadence and effort are connected. One minute to go at this level. So we went to see House of Gucci on Friday. Mixed reviews from the family. Randy didn't like it. My sister loved it. I thought it was good, but it was just dragged on too long. But Lady Gaga, she rocked. All right, 90 to 100, 2 minutes. Bottom of zone 4. Really go for it here. Push yourself to work a little harder. It's only 2 minutes. Feel those feet get light. You've been at 100 cadence before. Use those abs. Sit up from your core. Almost to that last minute. 1 minute to go. If you need to move your hands around on the deck to the hoods, you may. Keep the legs moving. "30 seconds. Not telling any stories on this one. Making it harder. Don't let it drop. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Easy gear. Spin it out. Nice. Take a drink. Should almost be done. All right. So we've worked on cadence, kind of cadence again. A little bit of endurance on this last 6-minute build. Now let's see if your legs have anything left to climb. We're going to do a 5-minute effort. It's a ladder type effort. The way it's going to go is the first minute is going to be 10 seconds standing, 10 seconds seated. 10 seconds standing, 10 seconds seated for 1 minute. Then we're going to do 1 minute 20, 20. 1 minute of 30-30, 1 minute of 20-20, and 1 minute of 10-10. So no break in between each of those minutes. We're just going to go from one to the next. I'm going to give you gears. These gears are going to give you enough resistance to keep you standing. And remember, when you stand up, hands in the hoods, right here in the front, hips go straight up, right over your ankles. Keep your chest high. If you need to look at the ceiling to help you get up a little taller, and make sure you feel that little saddle, tip of your saddle between your legs. That'll make you know, then you will know that your hips are in the right spot. All right, so everybody get to your big ring. Down to your 15. So you should only have 3 gears underneath. If you look back, 3 gears under your chain. 3, 2, 1, standing up. 10 seconds. Go whatever pace works for you. Sitting back down. Same gear. No change. And up. And down. Legs are loose now. Now we're making them work a little harder. Up. Ten and 10. And down. You're going to stay in that same gear. We're going to go to 20. 3, 2, up for 20. Try not to let your feet drop at the bottom. Quick recovery. At the bottom, back up to the top. Sit back down. Hold it for 20. Try not to rock your hips. Use your legs. And up. Next, we're going to move into seated 30, standing 30, down, seated, 30 seconds seated. Check your cadence here. See where you're at. Maybe you're around 60. 3, 2, standing for 30. Now is when you start to bend a little forward. Bring those hips back. Get over your pedals. Allow yourself to build. Sitting down for 20. Back down the pyramid. And standing for 20. Good job, working hard. Sitting down for 20. Then we'll be on the last minute. I like how this one works out just perfectly, timing wise. And up for 10. Down for 10. Up for 10. Down for 10. Up for 10. Down for the last 10. Whew. 3, 2, small ring, easy gear. Nice. Spin it out. Take a drink. Whew. Workout is going fast. This is actually a 2-pager, but not much of a 2-pager. I only have one tiny section left. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Then we're going to do three last minutes worth. And then we're going to call it a night. Time for dinner. So my uncle was telling a story over Thanksgiving that one of his uncles, my great uncle, they used to go to the store and they would buy the cans that didn't have any labels on them. And every Wednesday, it would be mystery night. And so somebody would go down into the cellar, as they called it there in Western Pennsylvania, and they would grab 1 or 2 cans off of the mystery shelf and open it up and have that for dinner. So I think we should all start that. How crazy would that be? You have to open up the can and figure out how you're going to incorporate it into your dinner. I like that. All right, this last one. We're going to do 3 minutes. The first effort is 1 minute long with a cadence of 60. So big ring somewhere around your 13. Then you're going to shift to your big ring, stay in the big ring, and you're going to shift to a gear that gets you to 90 for 1 minute. Then we're going to go back to 60 for 1 minute and back down to that 13. So up to your big ring, down to your 13. So 13 should mean 1 gear between the chain and the next gear below it is just 1 gear left on the cog. 1 minute. See if you can get to 60 cadence. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. You got to really use your core here. The tighter you hold your core, the more the legs are going to be able to go around in this heavy gear. This is building strength and leg speed together. Try not to point your toes. Try not to push your heels down. Work from above the pedal. Feel the hamstrings engaging and the glutes. 3, 2, shift up to wherever you can make 90 happen. Ah, this hurts. It always hurts to go from low to high cadence. Work through the hurt. Find the cadence. Find the leg speed. "30 seconds here. Come on, hang on to it. Don't let that cadence drop. If you can get to 100, that's even better. 3, 2, back down to that 13 again. Oh, this is killer. See if you can get to 60. The legs are starting to cramp up. Give yourself an easier gear. Work this, work this. The legs are tired. Getting stronger here. Almost done, almost done. This one counts right here. Last 20 seconds. 3, 2, small ring, easy gear. Keep your legs spinning at least 90. We want to spin this out. Fast legs till we start to slow them down a little bit. This is a recovery. It's a cool down, but we're going to step it down. So you should be able to find that easiest gear on your bike. Try to find the spot where the legs are spinning, but you're not really making the muscles fire. So that means making your feet really light. So whatever cadence you're at right now, so I'm at 100, I'm going to reduce my cadence by 5. I want everybody to do the same. So I'm going to go to 95. So if you're at 80 or 90, you're going to go to 85. If you're at 90, go right back to 85. If you're at 80, you can go to 75. We want to just slow the leg speed down as we cool down. So start to notice your heart rate. Is it coming down? You might be sweating a little bit more now because the body's coming out of that hard effort. We want to keep the legs moving. Want to finish fast after those hard efforts. So my mother did have to make a turkey breast. And I have to admit, I don't think any of us actually ate it except her. All right, bring your cadence down another 5 RPMs. So if you were at 90, go to 85. If you were at 95 like I was, I'm going to 90. So I think by next year, we probably won't even have any turkey at all. We'll just be like, Mom, it's not even worth it. Why even spend the money? And then Randy's family was throwing the Thanksgiving, who has the best looking turkey texts. So my brother-in-law always does a turkey in the oil, and his always comes out super crispy and crunchy looking. All right, if you were at 90, you're now going to 85. If you were at 85, you're now going to 80. So just keep bringing that down. 2 more minutes. And then our night will be over. I like that one. A little bit of everything. And I want you to remember, these are the kind of workouts you can actually do these outside when we get back out in the spring. You can start with some cadence work for the first, say, 20 minutes of your workout. So you're going out for an hour. Do a little 5-minute time trial for yourself. And then finish up with some hill repeats or some climbing. Pick a course where you know you can climb in the end. All right, now I want you to really bring the legs down. So I was at 85. I'm going to go to 80, which really feels like I'm not even pedaling. But that's what we want. That's the kind of cool down we want. Just enough to get the body to start recovering, cooling down. Because if you're like me, of course, these Tuesday nights, you're all jacked up from doing the workout. It's like 11 o'clock before you're ready to go to bed. That's all right. It's a good workout. It's good to spark the body up a little bit. $15 to go. And it snowed today. Yoo-hoo! 3, 2, 1. All right. That is the good workout. Stop. Woo! Nice one, guys. Nice turkey and stuffing. Or dressing. No, it's really dressing if you're on the outside of the bird. At least that's what we determined is the right terminology. But we say stuffing anyway.